The DISC test has identified specialist as your behavioral trait. From an emotional perspective, you're calculating and moderate in your behaviors, and you accommodate others. You tend to want to accommodate others and help them out. Your goal in life is to maintain your status quo, to have a controlled environment, and you're going to judge others by their friendship standards, by their competence and how well they do things. You'll influence them by a consistent performance on your own and your accommodation of other people. You're going to be trying to influence them with those things. Your value to the organization is very clear. You plan short term, you make short term plans. You're predictable, consistent, you maintain a steady pace, and people can rely on that. You may overuse your modesty. You might be a little bit tough on risk. You're not going to want to take risks. You're going to be a low risk taker. You'll want to be passive resistant to innovation. When things come along that are new, you're not going to want to do that very well. You're going to be kind of resistant to that and try to head off things like that. So you need to watch out for that, because it's not a productive thing to do, and especially to an employer. So make sure that they understand that you're not being resistant, that it's just part of who you are, and it takes you a while to catch on and get and to feel comfortable with things. So under pressure, especially when things are being pushed on you, you may become adaptive to those in authority and think within the group, and try to think with other people. You'll be over adaptive when you really don't want to. You need to make sure that you develop relationships with the people around you so they get that and they understand. Because you do fear a change and disorganization. You want things to be nice and clear and straight and to work step after step, well done within a process and that type of thing. So, but you wear with others. You wear very well with others. People like being around you. You're moderate. You have a controlled stance and a modest demeanor. You're able to work with a number of others and other behavioral styles also. People will be comfortable working around you because they can kind of depend on you're going to be the same person day to day, and you're not going to be real moody. You build close relationships with a relatively small group of associates in the work environment. So when you're in a work world, or when you're in a committee world, when you're maybe at some association you belong to, in those kind of environments, you're going to try to build close relationships with just a few people. And remember that that's not a bad thing. It's just who you are. You maintain familiar and predictable patterns in your life, so people can kind of predict what's going on. You're comfortable to be around because of that. And you're going to be very effective in specialized areas. You plan work along directed channels, and you achieve a remarkably consistent performance. So when things have to be done, and they have to be done the right way, consistently, you're the person that people should be looking for to help with that. Appreciation helps to maintain a level of consistency in your world. So let people know that you need to be appreciated. You need to know that what you're doing is appreciated, so that you can keep on going and keep this consistency up. You may be a little slow to adapt to change, but some prior conditioning gives you time to change your procedures and maintain a consistent level of performance. So just make sure that you have time to change. Make sure that people that are around you know that you need that time, and that that's just how you're built and how you're designed. And people accommodate that. Everybody appreciates somebody who has consistent and does things correctly and is organized like you are. You may require help when starting new projects and in developing shortcut methods to meet deadlines. So, tag team with people that can help you through those issues, and just be conscious of it. Remember that. Finished projects are often put aside for further revisions. So you might be the kind of person that has a tendency to put things off and say, well, I'll finish that later. Take note of this and make sure that you work on cleaning up and finishing a project and keeping it on a deadline and a due date, so that you'll get these things done and not leave them hanging. Okay, here's some action items. You'll increase your effectiveness with more public discussion of your ideas. Let people know what you're thinking. Let them know what your ideas are. Develop more self-confidence based on the feedback that you're getting from people. You're a very competent person, and you need to get feedback to help you understand that. Develop shortcuts to help you get things done. Different methods, and make them something that's repeatable, something you can do over and over again. And then throw away old stuff. Don't allow your life to get cluttered up with things that have outlived their usefulness. So this is your trait, your DISC trait specialist. It's your behavior.